Welcome to our Missouri Valley Conference Game of the Week preview show presented by Mercy, the official orthopedics and sports medicine provider of the Missouri Valley Conference. With head coach Roger Powell, I'm Harry Schroeder. Wednesday night at 8 p.m. On your local Gray media stations and on Matrix Midwest here in St. Louis. The Valparaiso Beacons will be battling the Bradley Braves. Never an easy chore to take on Bradley, but head coach Roger Powell's with us. Coach, first of all, congratulations on your win last weekend. Talk a little bit about that win over Southern.
Oh, it was like every game so far this year, man. It was a hard-fought battle. I look at all the scores this past week from the teams in the Valley. I mean, they're all like 2 points,
Mm-hmm.
4 points. I mean, even last night, yesterday with, Drake and Northern Iowa. I mean, they're all close, and I think it just kind of goes to show just the parity in this conference. But our team was able to, find a way to win on the road, which is great. One of the cool things is down the stretch, we had two true freshmen that basically scored most of our points. And so that's just really, really promising for the future of our program. But, one of my goals was this year, as I'm rebuilding Valpo, was to be competitive in this league. And I think everyone in this conference has said, Valpo's been competitive and we can beat anybody, but also with the youth that we have, we can lose anybody. So it was a great win and just a step on the process to continue to build those blocks brick by brick with this program.
Two in a row, three of your last four. What has changed? You had back-to-back 18-point losses, and then you won. Now you've won three of four. Anything? What changed from there, if anything?
I mean, it's been a weird kind of conference, because we started out, we had Drake here, and I mean, it was a 2-point game with 3 minutes to go. Then we go to Bradley, and we basically take them double overtime. We make one more free throw, we win that game, and then we jump out and we win, three in a row. Northern Iowa, Indiana State here, obviously Missouri State on the road. And then we just hit like a wall. We went out to Missouri State, and I mean, they did a good job of getting to the line. They shot, we shot 3 free throws or 4 free throws. They shot 24. So they really were physical and they attacked us. Then we go to Belmont, same thing. We couldn't really get to the line. And just I think it just with our young guys, it just really affected their mental. And then we had some tough games that we couldn't figure out how to win. And I think going through that adversity that we went through, um, yeah, I mean, our guys have matured and they've grown up. And I think that's what you're seeing now. We're figuring out how to win, how to get back to the free throw line like we were doing really good at the beginning of the year. And that's why we're able to, I think, win some of these games late.
You talk about building a program. 13 wins is almost twice as many as last year. 6 conference wins is twice as many as last year. You do have to feel good. I mean, those aren't numbers that you want to be what you do year in and year out, but you have to feel good about the progress the Beacon program has made this year.
Man, I think it's progress. I mean, I was looking at kind of just our records in the Valley and just in general, 13, 14, 15 wins is kind of, man, that was kind of what we were getting, and to be able to go from 7 wins, taking a program, and to be honest, it wasn't in the greatest shape. 7 wins last year, three in the Valley, to almost double that, and to do it with like a very young team,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully, we have back-to-back freshman of the year. Um, my freshman year last year, Cooper Strieger, he should be an all-league guy, and these guys are sticking around. So I mean, that's kind of how we're building it, and I think I see that progress. I have to have the perspective because you look at 13 and 16, you look at 6 and 12 in conference, but 5 of those games were decided by less than 6 points, and some of them are overtime games. So I feel good where we are, but we want to win. We want to get Valpo back to a championship caliber program, and it's tough to do it in the Valley, but I feel like we're growing. And one of the things that I will say, which I don't like to make excuses, but we've done it this year without arguably our best scorer in Isaiah
Yep.
Stafford, who last year had multiple 30-point games. And, I mean, this kid, he's a special player. So, I feel good about where we are, but I want to continue to compete. And I feel like I said, we can beat anybody. So we have to keep being hungry and humble.
Uh, All right has exploded. I mean, it's been good all year, but he's had a significant number of contributions. 29 this weekend, 32 several games ago. Was there a moment when all of a sudden kind of the light went on for the freshman? I mean, he's been good all year, but do you see that growth, and has there been a turning point for him?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, he's a true freshman, and I'm putting a lot of pressure on him. I'm putting the ball in his hands. I started him early in the year, and it's just he's just getting experience, and guys make big jumps. I mean, that's what you're seeing, and he's special. I mean, he's special. He can take over a game, and he's obviously proven that, especially this past week. But it's just the natural maturity of a special player in a tough older league, and it's been pretty cool to watch. But shoot, not only all. I mean, Cooper Schreger is averaging almost 15 points, 7.5 rebounds. This is his sophomore year, a kid that had no offers out of high school. And I think he's close to leading the league in blocks. I mean,
Hmm.
you can't downplay what he's done his sophomore season. So it's pretty special. And then the kid, Justice McNair, I mean, my goodness. I mean, he's up and down because he's a true freshman. He's the youngest kid on our team, and he has the capacity to take over games, and he's done that multiple times this year. So we're young, but I mean, these guys are growing, and it's a special thing.
Long time ago, you played Bradley in that double. I think it was a double overtime game. What did you learn at that game, and what do you take forward into playing them Wednesday night?
Well, I think we learned that we can compete with anybody. That was a hostile environment, and I mean, if we make one free throw, we win that game. And so we had to go to double overtime, and they did a good job. I mean, it was a battle, and it was fun, and I think our guys enjoyed that. Um, but now we get them at home, and obviously, we want to play better. We're playing better now, so I learned that we can compete with anybody in this conference.
And then scouting, do you does that scout matter? What I mean is, it was so long ago. Is there are there still things you take from that game you can apply for this coming week?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that was a long time ago. But I mean, there's definitely things that we could take from that game. Um, just looking at, obviously making sure that we can get more assists and turnovers, take care of the ball. Obviously one thing that we did a good job of that game, we were +7 on the boards, and that's something that we struggle with. So continue to rebound and really really fight on the glass. But the biggest thing is going to come down to late in the game. Late in the game, whether we have a lead or they have a lead, just not panicking and learning how to finish games. I hope that that's the case, because if we keep it close, I think it's a good chance for us to maybe come out with a win on our home court.
Two of their last three, Darius Hannah has gone and made a layup to win a game at the buzzer. I mean, they know how to finish some games, so it's a challenge. I want to go back to All Right for just a minute. He's also kind of a feisty character, isn't he? Tell us about the fire that's inside of that guy.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I mean, you got to have fire to be a freshman and to be confident to take big shots. And yeah, he's very competitive. He's a very confident kid. But he's an unbelievable kid, though, man. When we had a Zoom with him when I was recruiting him, man, I fell in love with his confidence and his demeanor, and it's helped in practice. I think Jeff is someone has been really good for competing with him, and Jeff has fire, and he has fire, and it,
Hmm.
it makes practice fun and and competitive. And those teams, the teams I've been on, the teams I've coached have been special. The players kind of inject that energy into practice, and all being a freshman has brought it from day one, and it's been pretty cool.
You have a number of like significant pieces. You mentioned Jeff just now, and you mentioned Cooper and Justin and all and the different ones. Sep has had some huge games for you. Hey, he was huge against Bradley. Um, you have guys that have kind of seemingly figured out, oh, this is kind of my role. I need to go excel at my role and not worry about my role, what my role is not.
Yeah, it's been cool, and it's just and then you go. I mean, I hate to keep harboring on this, but when you really think about it, man, we got three sophomores in our top eight and three freshmen. I mean, it's just these are babies, man. They're young and they're developing into their roles, and it's fun with the young group because they have a lot of room for growth. And even in this year, going through the losing streak and just staying with it, and guys staying together and continuing to learn how to win, because I mean a lot of these guys have never won in college, have never played in college. So
Mm.
um it's been fun, and I think guys are learning their roles, and it's and this is the time where you want that to start to kind of come together.
Final thought, it's the final week of the regular season. Do you do anything different because it's final week? And then number two, um, since you're so young, maybe seniors aren't as big a deal, but you do have a pretty valuable senior on your squad. Maybe
Yeah.
multiple, but you have one that's very special, I know.
Well, we have two.
Yeah.
I mean, Darius has been, from day one sticking around here, and believing in me believing in him. He's a unsung hero because he can really pass and he plays selfless and he helps get guys going and he plays with fire. You know what I'm saying? He's feisty, pesky, big time senior for our program. And then obviously Tyler Schmidt. Tyler, this is his year that he got to come back to Valpo and. I mean, he's another guy that's been special. Has had big games for us. I mean, last game he got the grit award because he was playing tough in the beginning of the game, just kind of helped us kind of stick around. So, those two guys have meant a lot to our program, and they're going to be missed. So you want to try to, send them out with a pretty special win, but it's going to be hard to do. And then obviously Bradley's really good, but hopefully our crowd is enthused and excited, and we can give our guys a chance to go out with a home win against a really good team.
Appreciate your time today, Roger. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Our Wednesday night coverage begins at 8 p.m. Central. And for information on where you can catch the games, please visit mvc-sports.com. For the Missouri Valley Conference, I'm Harry Schroeder.